Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's video conference presented by the National Hockey League and the NHL Players Association. I'm John Delapina from the NHL's Communications Department, and all of us at the League and the PA send along our best to you and your families. Today, we're joined by three of the brightest young stars in our game. Three rookie defensemen whose names, understandably, have been included in any discussion of who will win the 2020 Calder Trophy. So we welcome Adam Fox of the New York Rangers, Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks, and Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Guys, let's go around and let's just find out where you are, who you're with, and how you're holding up during all of this. And we'll start with you, Cale.
Yeah, I'm just back in Calgary, Alberta, hanging out with family, younger brother, trying to stay active, play some hockey around the house, but really nothing too crazy on my end.
All right. Quinn, how about you?
Yeah, I'm up in Michigan, so I'm here with my family, my two brothers, and we've been trying to stay busy. So we've been playing basketball, roller hockey, playing a little bit of chess. So whatever gets us through the day.
All right. Adam, you?
Yeah, pretty similar. I'm in New York, just with family and friends. Trying to not be bored all day and stay a little active here.
So who's got rollerblades?
I just got a pair a couple weeks ago, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget how to skate or anything like that. So haven't been off the ice this long, I don't think ever. So it's weird for everyone, but yeah, it's just nice to get some rollerblades, take a cruise, because we're stuck in our house all day. So
That's got to be the hardest part for you guys. I'm sure you're all in shape. Pro athletes don't get out of shape these days, but the not skating, Adam, must be just so odd to you.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. When I was at school, they actually took out the ice after the season, so it was like a month of no skating there. So got a little used to it, but this is a little different and definitely itching to get back on the ice.
And Cale, I think you said before we got on, you're getting some rollerblades or.
Yeah, I got some on the way. I mean, I saw the video of Quinn and his brothers playing. Figured I better suit up myself. So yeah.
Can't let anybody get ahead. All right, so let's talk about you guys have an obvious connection that you all went the U.S. college route to get to the NHL. Let's talk about that route. It's obviously, for years, it was kind of looked down upon compared to Canadian juniors. That's obviously changed over the years. Let's talk about the pros of it and why you do it. It strikes me that you're playing against men. Some of these guys playing college hockey are 22, 23 years old. Cale, why did you go that way?
Yeah, I think for me at the time, like obviously everybody's different, but I think I was just a smaller guy, and I think college just gives you an opportunity to kind of work on your body and your mental side off the ice more, and it kind of gives you a longer, I guess, trajectory to get to where you want to go. So I felt that for me, that was kind of the right decision at the time, and luckily I made it. Those were a couple of the best years of my life so far.
And for you, it was a more complex decision. I mean, as a Canadian and you're playing in the Alberta Junior League, you can play in the Western League, and you have to make the decision to not ruin your eligibility by going and playing in the Western League. How hard was that decision?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it came down to it, it wasn't too hard. Fortunately for me, I just had a lot of friends and family that had went the NCAA route and the junior route as well, and I kind of compared both in terms of what I felt was going to benefit me the most. And yeah, like I said, I think I ended up at a great place there at UMass, and yeah.
Quinn, was that always your thinking that was the way you were going to go?
yeah, I mean, I grew up in a house with two parents that went to U.S. schools and played college hockey. So that was something they always pushed for us. And as an American kid, it was something that I always wanted to do. And once I made the NTDP, that was something that, I knew I wanted to go to school after those 2 years, because I think, the hardest thing for kids is finding the 2 years of the gap years there for a place to go before they go to school. So I think once I made the NTDP, it was definitely something where I was like, I'm definitely going to school.
And Adam, I at the low levels, I played hockey. I always played defense, and I always thought the defensemen were the smartest guys on the ice. But they traditionally take longer to develop, and it seems to me the college route really helps the defenseman. You're playing against older guys. Maybe you break into the NHL a year or two later than an 18-year-old who's a forward and maybe won't need a back check.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of physical attributes that college allows you to work on and grow there, and you're not just going there to play for a year sometimes and leave. Sometimes it's 2, 3, or 4 years, and really let yourself jump into the NHL and be ready for it. And I think college does a good job of allowing for that.
So I believe there were 2 years when all three of you were playing NCAA hockey together. I think Adam, you at Harvard, Quinn, you at Michigan, Cale, you at UMass. Did you know of each other? Were you watching each other? Adam, start with you.
Yeah, I knew Quinn a little bit just from being at the NTDP. He was the year below me my second year, so I knew him a little bit there, and then played on the World Junior team together. So we were a little familiar. I don't think we ever played Michigan, but and then obviously just heard a lot about Cale, and we played him at the World Juniors too, and then played him in the NCAA tournament last year, and that didn't go too well, but obviously really good
At least
players.
you made it.
What's up?
So at least you made it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's a big plus. But yeah, obviously, two really good players, and did a lot for college hockey.
Cale, were they on your radar while you were playing college hockey?
Yeah, like I think UMass, like we didn't really play either of them at all while we were in college. I mean, we only played Foxy the one time, but I think the first time I kind of saw Quinn was we were knocked out after my first year at UMass, and we had a bunch of us go up to I want to say like Worcester to watch the regionals, and I think they played I want to say Northeastern, and that was kind of the first time that I got to watch like Quinn live, and I was like, damn, like his skating's pretty legit. So I think just from there, I just kind of knew who both these guys were, and especially Adam from that one game. So no, it's awesome to see like what I guess we've all been able to do for college hockey and how it just kind of helped us step into pros.
Quinn, what do you remember about these two guys when you were in college together?
Well, I met Foxy a little bit earlier than that, and I remember watching him when I was 16 or 17 and thinking how good he was when he was an 18 and I was 17. And then obviously going into college, kept watching him and watching him at World Juniors and stuff like that. So, I've watched him for a while, and it's been fun to see. And then as of Cale, I don't think I ever played him in college, but we played him at World Juniors. And then, I always knew he was, since the draft. I was at the draft and I watched him get drafted, and obviously knew he was really high end. And then I'd say the first time I really, really closely watched him was last year in the playoffs. I remember watching his first game with a couple of my buddies. I was back in Michigan, and he scored like 10 minutes in, and we were all like, oh my God, this is insane. So yeah, but it's been fun to watch both of them, and guys I try to, take and learn from.
Yeah, that was quite a week there, Cale. Win the Hobie, go to the Frozen Four, and then just score a goal in your first NHL playoff game. That was a good week.
Yeah, I mean, that's still all blur. I mean, I was fortunate enough to do that, and the Avs had such a great team at the time that they just allowed me to step right in and kind of be the player that I wanted to be, and that kind of just carried on to this year.
All right, let's talk about one memory you all share, which is the outdoor game in 18 in Buffalo, World Junior. Cale smiling, but well, I think you had the last laugh there. But anyway, what was that like? Cale, you've played in an outdoor game since, but what was that like that day? The snow coming down and all that.
Yeah, that was a unique experience. I mean, starting the game was fun, and then you get to the second and third period, and it was snowing heavy. They were shoveling every few minutes. You were freezing cold. Probably got to like, I don't even know what Celsius, around minus 20 Celsius. And it was just, you were just grinding it. The ice was getting bad. It was, it wasn't a fun one. And obviously we go as far as you can go to the last shooter in the shootout. So I think Brady Kachuk ended that one, but yeah, no, it was still a fun experience. Great crowd and things.
Yeah. Quinn, Cale's not mentioning that he scored the first goal in that game, but what do you remember about that game?
Yeah, I remember he scored a 5-hole goal, I think it was, and then
Whiffed on it.
I remember that the ice was so bad in the second and third. Like, I remember going into the intermission in the third, we were down 3-1, and I was like, come on, like, make a play, do something, because I was totally irrelevant that game so far. And I was like, I honestly don't know if I can do anything because the ice is so bad. You just got to whack it up the ice. But like Cale said, it was tremendous experience. I think there was 50,000 people there. So it was pretty special for me. And I remember we were driving to the game, me and Foxy, in the bus, and we got stuck. And we had like 15 or 20 people that were Bills fans wearing Bills jerseys push our bus out of the snow because we were stuck. So it was definitely crazy conditions that day.
Yeah, problems in the snow. I think you want a bunch of Bills fans around. They'll get it done for you. Adam, so you won gold the year before. You're one of the leaders on that 2018 team. You know, what are you telling guys when you fall behind and there's a foot of snow on the ice?
Yeah, the ice definitely wasn't the best by the end of the game, but it's actually pretty similar to when we played Canada in that gold medal game, being down 2 goals and twice and coming back then. So it's funny you said the last laugh thing, because me and Lindgren always give Brett Howden a lot of flack for that outdoor game, but then he always reminds us that they won gold that year. So can't really say much to that, but the experience outdoor was awesome and definitely a special moment for everyone.
All right. So as I said before, defensemen do traditionally develop later. Do you agree with that? Can you explain it and explain to me how you guys have been able to kind of buck that trend? Cale, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a new generation of defensemen coming in, whether they're just small or mobile, but I think everybody's just going to take a different amount of time to develop. And I think for us, we're all kind of similar builds in terms of our height and stuff. And I think you just know when you're ready, and regardless of the way that you go, I think the game's just changing and it's just becoming faster and definitely a more agile sport.
Adam is the elder of this group. I mean, how much did that extra year in school really help you be ready for the NHL?
Yeah, definitely. I think it wasn't a thing of me to rush leaving school. I think obviously was willing to stay there as long as it took for me to be ready to make that jump. And I felt for me I was always able to think the game pretty well, but there's a lot more of skating and strength and a lot of those aspects to play well at the NHL level. So once I felt comfortable there, I thought it was time to make that jump. And I still think even the way these two think the game, it's important to be able to have that aspect too, to be a good NHL defenseman.
And you all get up ice. Quinn, you get up ice a lot, and I just wonder, today's game just seems more conducive to that, from letting young players express themselves to having defensemen get involved. I mean, could you imagine playing the way you play at your age in like 1985?
No, my dad always tells me like I want to be in the game. So I think like we're all lucky. We went into good spots, good situations, and I think I'm speaking for the other guys, but we had coaching staffs that probably believed in us and put us in the right situations and spots. So for me, going from college to the NHL, you obviously believe in yourself and you hope that you're ready, but you never really know. So you kind of just hope that you're going into a good spot and it all kind of just works out.
All right. I love to talk defensemen, so let's get into some minutia. Adam, you mentioned Ryan Lindgren before, and you guys have become like an inseparable partnership and pairing. People always talk about line combinations, but a good defense partner is invaluable. Tell me how yours works and what the value of a good D partner is.
Yeah, I think we go back to our NCDP days, and we were pretty close there. And once he got called up, we kind of joke about it. His first shift, I threw him kind of a pizza of a pass. It bounced over his stick, and he got buried from behind and drew a penalty. And that was his first shift as my D partner. So we've kind of come a long way from there. But he thinks the game really well, and he compliments me so much, and he's willing to stay back, and he makes smart outlet passes, and he's a tough guy, and I think the way I play, he just suits me so well as the D partner.
He takes a beating, that guy. It's boy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel sorry for him at the end.
Yeah, he had a streak of getting pucks to the face, high sticks, and wasn't even the way he plays. It was just unfortunate bounces. So his face probably needed this quarantine a little bit to heal up.
Cale, how about you? I mean, you start your career in the playoffs, and who tells you who you're playing with that night? And do you even know this person before the game starts? How does that all work?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know anybody on the team other than Josti, and it was just kind of blind going into it. But I mean, I think through the playoffs I played with Nemeth, and then this year it's been pretty steady with Graves. He's been an unbelievable partner for me. I'm always able to rely on him. I mean, he's one of the best plus minuses in the league. So just kind of shows how well he is defensively and how well he breaks out of the zone.
And Quinn, for a guy who likes to be up ice a lot, how important is it to have a defenseman partner who you know where they are? So when you go, you know they're back, and if they go, you know you're back.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have Chris Tanev as my partner, and I think he's one of the most underrated guys in the league. I think he's unreal, and he's really smart. And if you watch him in the O-zone, he doesn't get enough credit. I think he's really smart and gifted, and we kind of work off each other pretty well. So, and we're tight off the ice, so I think that always helps. So, very lucky that I got him my first year.
All right. Does the left-right thing make a big difference to you guys, or is it overrated? Quinn, playing on which side, or does it matter?
I mean, I'd like to think I could probably play the right side, but I don't know. I'm definitely better on my left, so that's probably why I wanted to play with the righty and Chris, and yeah, I'd say that.
How about you, Adam?
Yeah, I think you're obviously more comfortable aside you play with or play on a little more, but there were times where I got put with D'Angelo and it was kind of just two righties, and then it was whichever side you end up on, you stay. We were a little more free roving with it, and we both felt comfortable being on that left side. So I think sometimes it's easier to do stuff when you're on your strong side, but I think a lot of guys now have the ability to switch sides and do it pretty well.
All right. Cale, I'll start with you on this one. Who are your idols or your role models growing up?
Honestly, growing up in Calgary, I think one of my big role models was Joe McGinley. Just our family shared season tickets with some cousins and stuff, and just to kind of see the way he carried himself off the ice, and obviously what he meant for the city of Calgary, and then obviously looking at D-men as well. I looked up to guys like Drew Doughty, Lidstrom. I mean, it kind of all starts there. I did school projects about Bobby Orr and stuff like that, just to kind of learn about hockey, just because it's so rich in my family, with my dad's cousin being Tom Laziak, who did play for the Blackhawks back in the day. So, it's definitely a rich one.
Quinn, who'd you look up to?
When I was younger, I was a forward, so Sidney Crosby, really looked up to him, and then probably Patrick Kane as the American guy. He was unbelievable, so we looked up to him too. But as I got older and switched to a defenseman, I'd probably say Duncan Keith. I started watching him closely in all those playoff runs, and he was just unbelievable. So I'd say later I was watching him.
Adam, how about your guys?
Yeah, pretty similar. I think, for me, Nick Lidstrom was my favorite player growing up. And, being from New York, I loved, seeing Brian Leach highlights. My dad loved watching him. He was a big Ranger fan. And so I watched a lot of Brian Leach clips growing up, and seeing the way he skated and was able to make plays. It's pretty cool. So those two definitely come to mind.
So since you mentioned Brian, my favorite player of all time, I remember him telling me his welcome to the NHL moment, I guess in 88, right after the Olympics, first game, and just a brawl breaks out on the ice. And Chris Nyland comes up to him and says, "Well, kid, welcome to the NHL." And his eyes are like saucers. He couldn't believe it. So I want to know what your welcome to the NHL moments were. Cale, I can only imagine what yours is, so we'll save you for last. So Adam, when did you, anything, just pulling the jersey on, stepping on the ice, just something that made you say, I can't believe where I am right now?
Yeah, the opening intros, but our first game was at home, so they announced everyone, and I had a ton of friends and family at home, and right after I went, it was Elias Anderson had the wire trip coming out for so that eased my nerves a little bit, and was like, okay, well, whatever I do, it's tough to do anything like that. So, I got to thank Elias for taking the edge off a little bit before that game.
Quinn, what was your welcome to the NHL moment?
I'd probably just say my first game. It was a really good crowd, and crowd was really into it, and we were winning, and it was probably just it's hard to, realize that you're there. And so I'd probably say my first game, yeah.
All right. Cale, was this just like an all out-of-body experience for you, or are there specific things you remember?
Oh, yeah, honestly, there's not really anything specific. I think the first moment that kind of comes to mind is I was getting ready just for warm-ups that first game, and obviously you're pretty nervous. You don't know what to expect, and then we're lined up in the hallway, and I think Tyson Berry just comes up to me and just passes me on the shoulder, goes, it's an easy league, kid. And it's just like, so it's just kind of a funny one there. And I mean, he's a great guy. And so that was kind of just eased the nerves and was able to go in the first game and have some fun.
And then you scored and you said, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's not that hard.
Yeah, lucky one.
All right. A couple more and then we'll have some fun. Well, hopefully we're having fun to this point. But let me ask you, games on the line, which forward in the league do you least want to see coming at you with speed and the puck on his stick? Cale, I'll start with you.
I mean, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say Nate on this one. He's a lot of fun to defend in practice even, but I mean, he's a lethal weapon. You don't know where he's going to shoot or when he's going to shoot, and I think he's just a very versatile player.
Okay, so you've done the rookie hockey player thing, and you complimented a veteran on your team. Now give me somebody in the rest of the league.
Honestly, that's a good question. I mean, any of the top guys like McDavid, Pasternak, yeah, Crosby. I think any of those guys would be pretty tough to defend.
Quinn, how about you?
I'd probably say McDavid. He comes out of you with so much speed, and it's just pretty scary, honestly. So, and then also I'd say McKinnon. He's got this thing now where he's doing this spinorama move. I'm sure Cale's seen it all the time, but he does a spinorama like right in front of the crease almost, so he can take you wide. He's got you beat wide, and he still does a spinorama and beats you that way. He did it to me a couple of times when we played them probably 2 months ago, and so I was really impressed with him that game. So he's pretty good too.
All right, Adam, how about you?
Yeah, I also got to say McDavid. The way you could change speeds, it's tough to play against. You kind of saw his goal against Toronto where he comes and slows down and then, picks speed back up. It's tough to play a guy like that, and obviously has the hands to go along with his speed, which is pretty rare. So he's a scary guy for sure.
All right, which forward in the league do you least enjoy battling in front of the net with? Adam, I'll start with you.
Mine might be a little, different. Mine is probably Jordan Staal, just because, we play them a lot of times, and he's, kind of a moose in front of the net. Once he plants his body there, he's tough to move. And, obviously we have Mark on our team, and, he tells us about how, his brother loves, working out, and he's a pretty good game player. So, probably gotta say Jordan Staal.
Cale, how about you?
Really the only one that comes to mind is I just remember trying to box out Getzlaf, and he's got a few inches on me, so that was some work there, but that's really the only one that comes to mind.
All right. How about you, Quinn?
I don't know. There's a lot of big, strong guys in the league, but for me, I'd probably say Brady or Matthews Chuck, just because trying to move them out, and we're both laughing. It's pretty funny, and but they're both really big, strong guys, and they can tip anything, so they're really dangerous there.
All right, one last one. Opposing D-man's winded up at the point. You're in front. You're battling forward. Which guys are winding up, and you're like, oh, my God, let me get out of the way? Cale, I'll start with you.
It's probably Shea Weber. I feel like I was lucky I didn't play PK that game in Montreal. I think he let some bombs go, but yeah, we were lucky. We got some D on our team that are willing to block those, but definitely an eyes up situation when you see them at the point.
Quinn?
Yeah, I'd have to at Weber too. He almost got me once this year, and it was just a wrist shot, but it was so hard. And if I didn't go with Weber, I'd probably go Brett Burns. He's got, a really hard shot too.
And Adam, you're usually on the left, and Ovechkin's usually in the other circle. But when he's got it cocked and ready to shoot it, do you want to get in front of it?
You definitely don't want to, but sometimes you got to. If I never see him there, I might try and throw a linger in there because he'll eat anything really. So, yeah, Weber too. When he winds up, it's pretty scary to see.
All right. Well, since we love our graphics and we like to have fun with these games, let's see what you guys know about your career and about the Calder Trophy. So we'll ask questions specifically of each of you. We'll do 3 rounds of that, and then we'll just have a kind of a grab bag one. So Quinn, we'll start with you. You should know the answer to this question. Who assisted on your first NHL goal? You can just tell me. You don't have to write it down.
Tanner Pearson.
And?
Adam Gaudette, I think, but that's kind of a phantom assist. I don't know. Did they give it to him?
They gave it to him.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That's good. That's one down. That's one down. Okay. Who's up next? I think it's Cale. Who assisted on your first NHL goal?
It was Nate, and then it might have been it, maybe, or maybe Kerfoot is the second.
I think that is right. Okay. All right. Adam, who assisted on your first NHL goal?
Mine was Kreider and Lindgren.
There you go. All right. Good. We got the easy ones out of the way. Okay. Now it's going to get a little tougher. Quinn, who is the only other rookie defenseman in NHL history with 4 3-assist games in a single season? And we asked that because you have that right now.
Ray Bork.
Oh, I didn't even have to give clues on that one. Okay. All right. All right. We got a good band here. It's going to be tough to stump this band. All right. Cale Makar. Which player was selected right after you in the 2017 NHL draft?
That would be Petey, right?
There you go. Didn't need to give a clue on that one either. All right. Adam. How many assists did you have on Mika Zibanejad's 5-goal night?
I think it was just 1.
That is correct. All right. Can't stump you guys so far. We're on the ice for 3 of the 5, though, so that, yeah. All right, now this one is tough. I had to look this one up. Which current NHL GM holds the single-season Canucks record for most points by a rookie defenseman? Tell me if you need a clue there,
I'm
Quinn.
in trouble here.
All right, I'll give you a clue. That's not the answer.
It's Florida's GM.
Sorry?
Florida's GM, right?
Florida's GM.
Talent, yeah.
Bill Talon. There you go. Perfect. Whoa, geez, you guys are good at this. All right, Cale's up next, I believe. Who previously held the Avalanche team record for most points by a rookie defenseman?
That was John Michael Isles.
Wow. I don't know why I wrote clues down. We do not need clues for this group. Okay. Adam, the pressure's on. Not really, though, because this one is, you're going to nail this. Who holds the single-season Rangers record for most points by a rookie defenseman? Sorry?
Brian Leach.
Yes. That's pretty much the answer to every Rangers trivia. Okay. All right. Now we go to the toss-up round. Calder Trophy trivia. You can write your answers down. Don't say them. We'll see who gets them right. Which of these players did not win the Calder Memorial Trophy? Can you see them all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me when you're ready.
We're writing it down, or
Write it down and hold it up when I tell you.
All right.
Ready. 3, 2, 1. Hold them up. Oh, yeah. No, Wayne Gretzky never won the Calder.
Oh.
He played pro the year before and was not eligible for the Calder Trophy. There you go. All right, we finally found one that stumps you. Let's see about this next one. Go ahead. All right, right up your alley. 2 former NCAA defensemen have won the Calder. Who are they?
Oh boy, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay, well, Adam should absolutely get one of these.
Does that mean one of them went to Harvard, or?
No, he played on the Rangers.
Oh.
Also, the first American to win the Conn Smythe Trophy. Now, the other one, I'll give you a clue. Let's see if you guys know your hockey history. He had relatives on the 80 Olympic team and in the current NHL. You got that one. It's not fair, Cal. These are all American clues.
Yeah, I'm completely lost on both of those, to be honest with you.
All right. Who's ready?
I mean, I still not sure. I'm not really confident about
I
this.
got nothing written down here yet.
Are we going?
I think we're going because I don't have any other clues. 3, 2, 1. What do we got? We got Leach and Suter is right.
That was pretty good. I got nothing here.
I had Suter.
There we go.
Couldn't tell you the first name of the suitor, but
There you go. All right, I think we have one more, right? All right, here we go. Who was the last defenseman to win the Calder Trophy? Anybody need a clue on this?
I'll take it.
No? I'll take a clue.
Taken first overall in 2014. The draft after McKinnon, the draft before McDavid.
He wasn't college though.
Are we ready?
Hold on, I don't
I know
know.
you're Canadians, Cale.
I know. Bad. Honestly, I don't know. Bad with draft history.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I nothing. I said Ekblad, but okay, wait. What was the question? Oh, I had Ekblad, but
Last D-man to win the Calder.
okay. For some reason, I was thinking NCAA again.
All right. Well, that is the end of our game, and that is the end of our call. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I hope you had a good time, too. It's great to see you guys. The next time we see you, I hope you'll be in uniform and on skates, because that's really what we'd like to see. Before we wrap it up, though, I'd like to go around and give you each a chance to say something to the fans in your market and fans all around who are trying to get through this and get ready to see you guys play again. Adam, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I think, obviously being from New York and playing for the Rangers, obviously this took a big hit on New York and New York City. So, just hoping everyone's staying safe, and I definitely want to get hockey back soon. So hopefully we could do that and, obviously, make things a little better now.
Cale?
Yeah, obviously, just hope we can get back to it soon. Everybody just should stay safe. Obviously, keep social distance, and hopefully this all can resume soon.
And Quinn?
So yeah, we obviously miss playing hockey and miss the game, but safety is the number one thing right now, and we should be worried about keeping everyone safe. And then when the time arrives, when we think that we can go back to play, then we'll be jumping at the bit. But for now, like Cale said, continue social distancing.
Well said. Well, guys, thanks so much again. This was a lot of fun. Again, hope to see you soon on the ice. Thanks again for taking the time. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, thank you.